Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain Jay. And tonight we have a very special treat for you. It is here, guys. Alchemy. It is officially announced. And if you have been watching my channel for a long time, which you should be, you know that I've been asking for something like this, and I could not be more excited. You can firmly plant me on the side of pro Alchemy. I am for this change. I am for this set. I am for these features. I am 100% down with this jam right here. So, hey, maybe it'll be a disaster, but right now I'm going to plant my flag firmly on the side of Alchemy for right now. So we're going to go over what this set is. I think this went over a little quietly. I don't think a lot of people heard about it. So we're going to go review what it is. We're going to look at the rebalances. We're going to see how to get new cards. We're going to look at every aspect of Alchemy right now. But first, I need you to do something for me. Do you know what that is? Tenderly press that like button. Gently press that subscribe button. Or else, well, guys, the like and subscribe will come and devour you. He'll just maul you with his claws. It's going to be terrible. Join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainej for all the live streaming goodness, where you can hear me complain about getting mono-whited every single turn. You can check out our Discord community for all the latest news and information. We will be making a special Alchemy section in our Discord for all the latest news and information there. And of course, you can check out my AetherHub in case you want to look at all the other decks. What is up, Onyx Wolf? First-time streamer, first-time chatter, Onyx Wolf. You can come by and get that first streamer thing. So, what is Alchemy? It is what I've been asking for a long time. An ever-evolving, arena-only set and play queue that is digital, that is always shifting. That is what it is at its core. It's an ever-evolving. Use standard cards, new to digital cards, and rebalance cards, new to MTB Arena. Okay? So what does that mean by rebalance? That means Alrund's Epiphany, they changed it so it's different now. It's more expensive. It doesn't do everything that it used to do. They can nerf or buff things on the fly. We're in a digital format. Why wasn't this already built into Arena? I don't know. I've been asking for it from day one. They need to be able to do it. We have a digital format that is tied to a physical medium. No. No. Imagine any other digital format tying itself to a physical medium. Imagine if the New York Times printed a paper and they said, well, we can't fix the error we had in the paper version online because we can't change it says something different in the paper version, so we got to keep it on the online version. No, they would change it right away. Okay? So what this means is there's going to be, like there was previously with the Jumpstart, there's going to be arena-only cards, rebalance cards, and they will evolve the standard play queue. Okay? And you're saying, well, that's weird. I don't know. That's strange. Arenas, Magic cards, I don't know. Listen, if you're an online gamer, okay, you play any online game, any competitive game. If somebody is using, listen, I like Modern Warfare right when it came out. Everyone was using the 7.25 because it was a sniper rifle shotgun. It did everything. It was too powerful. What do? If 80% of the users in Warzone are using a specific attachment set to the A4 because it turns it into a laser, what do? They tweak the damage down. They adjust it. That's why we hot patch things. This is the far off future. This is the new millennium of the information superhighway. We should have been doing this from day one, in my opinion. If everybody is spamming the same card because they found a broken loophole, that they can just hit something over and over and over and over again and create just an airless meta with one king at the top. The developers, the creators of Magic can say, bring it down. Smooth that curve out. What will that make? That makes a healthy meta with a lot of different deck builds. Okay? With a lot of different deck builds, because as soon as something starts to get OP and it starts to say, well, if I have this build, you can't play creature decks anymore. It's just not useful. because everybody's hitting board wipes. Well, guess what? All the board wipes are going to cost more, and all the creatures are going to be a little faster or something like that. We'll add haste to a certain creature, and we'll make the board wipes cost 1 more mana. Those small tweaks like that will have big ripple effects, okay? So I'm squarely on this side. There doesn't exist a game out there right now. People saying, oh, it's changing the paper. You have paper. You can go play paper at your local game store. You can go play EDH. You can go play Standard. You can do all this. This is for your phone and this is for your computer. There doesn't exist a game right now that is not being patched with nerfs, with buffs. If you can find me a game that's a regularly played game, you can't tell me Valorant, Counter-Strike, they're nerfing, they're patching, they're doing all sorts of things. Any competitive game, any esport game is doing that. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of old heads saying, oh, I don't like this. Why can we change Magic cards on the fly? Well, Magic used to do it. They used to print erratas. It's expensive to do that in paper, and it's cumbersome. Again, it's a little cumbersome to do that in paper. You have to print erratas. You have to say it's changed. You have to have referees say that the original thing is there's a lot of different things that happen. But with this on the fly, the next day, they had that Facebook problem where we had Book of Exalted Deeds and Faceless Haven. They could have patched that out immediately. They could have just said, as soon as Faceless Haven reverts back to a land, it loses all of its counters. They could have fixed it day one. Instead, they had to do this cumbersome thing. It's kind of banned. We don't know. We're going to wait and see. It was weird. People didn't like it. So they saw that. If they would have seen that day one, boom, it's gone. Your people are going to say, oh, I don't like that, though. That's a legal combo. Yeah, I mean, people don't like when certain things get nerfed, okay? If you were drilling somebody with a shotgun from 200 meters in Warzone, that's not supposed to be that way, okay? It's broken. They're fixing things. They're patching things up. They're making it competitive again. And part of the reason that I'm so happy about that, okay? Part of the reason I'm so happy about that is I want the game to grow. I want the game to be more inviting to new players, to younger players who are expecting this type of thing. Nerfs and patches, who have grown up in a world of digital gaming where there's nerfs and patches. Magic is old as far as games go. Magic is very old as far as games go. I don't even think there was 56K modems when Magic first came out, 1993. Okay, this is a legacy game, and I'm an old head. I started in 94 with Revised, and I'm happy to be seeing this. It doesn't mean paper's going away. It doesn't mean paper is being eliminated. We're at a point where we have this digital format. We have a really good UI. It's full of bugs, but it's still pretty decent for the most part. It's probably one of the best online card builder sets that I can build real quick with. I like to see that they're going this direction. I am all for this. As an old head, as not a new guy, I'm an old guy when it comes to gaming, all right? The first game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers on the NES, okay? I remember those times where there was no online gaming, and if you wanted to play Magic, you had to physically go find a person to play Magic with. I'm very excited about this. So that is my thoughts on it, about these three things: evolving play mode, digital cards, and rebalancing. Okay, those are the three tenets. We'll call those the three pillars of what Alchemy is. I am for them. Let's get into some more nitty-gritty details about what it is. Okay, you're going to get 3 Alchemy boosters, 6 individual rare Alchemy cards, and 1 Alchemy mythic rare. Okay, it comes out on December 9th. We're going to look at the card gallery. We're gonna look at the other things. How do you collect Alchemy cards? So it is a little bit different. Players can purchase Alchemy boosters from the store or craft Alchemy cards using wild cards of the appropriate rarity. You can collect rebalanced Alchemy cards with both the Alchemy and Standard Edition sets. So Alchemy boosters contain the new to digital rebalanced cards and cards from the adjacent set, i.e. Innistrad Crimson Vow. Whenever you receive a rebalanced card, you will also receive the standard version. Okay. So you're not have to you don't have to buy two different. You don't have to buy the standard version and the rebalanced. If you have the standard, you have the rebalanced. And if you open an Alchemy pack and you get the standard, you're gonna get, and you get the rebalanced, you're gonna get the standard. Okay? How can you tell? It's gonna have a foil Mythic A on it. We can look at a rebalanced card here. Wizard Class. This is a card that saw almost no play. It's not very good. If you want to check out my character class, my Dungeons and Dragons character class tier list, I ranked this, and I ranked this very low because the third one is very expensive. They said, okay, nobody's playing it. It's too expensive. We designed it a year ago, and it came out now, and in the current meta, nobody's using it. The card just, it disappears. Guess what? This card is given a second life through this rebalancing and this alchemy thing. So the third thing is cheaper now. We can get it. We can get it cheaper. You've already collected the alchemy versions. You will not need to recollect them. Duplicate protection will always work the same way. If you're set complete for both alchemy and standard adjacent, normal duplicate protections apply. So, and then how often can we expect balance changes or new alchemy card play? Sorry, I'm taking a little bit of water right now. Don't forget to hydrate, boys. We currently plan to expand new alchemy sets in the weeks following adjacent standard releases. For example, players should expect alchemy sets for Kamigawa, Neon Destiny to become available sometime in March. We intend to rebalance the cards on a more frequent famous to keep the format fun, fast, and dynamic. There's your keywords there, guys. There's your keywords, okay? When Alrund's Epiphany is taking over, listen, I see it. I see it in the game numbers. I see it in my in the polls that I ran. People saying, 66% of people saying, I'm not playing the game because of Alrund's right now. It's the most annoying thing in the world. All I get is it turned over and over again. Why would I log in and play that? That's not good for the game. Oh, but that's the most competitive, Jay. That was when the Grand Prix. This isn't the Grand Prix, guys. This is a video game, okay? We're supposed to be playing this to have fun. If you're not having fun, then what's the point? Probably one of the best things that Reggie from Nintendo said. If it's not fun, why are you doing it? All right? Why are you doing it? But I like winning. Yeah, isn't winning fun? When nobody else can win except that way, it sucks all the air out of the room. It completely shifts the center of gravity towards these super, super control heavy decks, and nothing else can get it. You can't wedge a shim in there. You can't get them out. So that's what I want to see. If people are coming into the game, they're new, they say, oh, Magic cards. I remember some kids used to play that in school. Yeah, we'll play Magic cards. I've seen those things at GameStop. People are always, boomers are always buying Magic cards. I've never played that. I play Halo or whatever. And they get on, and they get absolutely destroyed right away because somebody is just absolutely sweating it out in the play queue. And it never changes. So, well, I'm going to try it again next week, and the same thing happens. I'm going to try it again, and is it turns again, or something like that, or the indestructible Facebook thing where they just can't win or lose, and they say, oh, no, I'm going to play this game, man. You're going to lose your player base, and you're not going to be able to expand your player base. I was very worried that Magic was going to rest on its laurels, basically saying we're a legacy product, and we're just going to cash in our chips. We're going to sell these. We're going to sell these big boxes to collectors. We're going to sell these secret layer stuff like that. We're going to sell these $500 collector boxes. We're going to cash in our cachet of, whatevers. We're going to release some signed Black Lotuses or whatever crate. I know they're not really doing that, but they're perfectly content to rest on their laurels and not grow the game. Okay. I'm very worried about that. But with this, I feel like this is the way forward. This is going to be a very, very interesting aspect of Magic going forward, an ever-evolving playset. Any other card games, they're not tied to a physical medium. So part of the problem that Magic the Gathering has is that it's tied to a physical product, is that it was permanently tethered to, and we needed to sever that tether. We needed to sever that paper to digital tether, because Hearthstone, Legends of Runeterra, Gwent, there's no physical cards for these things that they can't rebalance on the fly, and I know they do. I know that Hearthstone is rebalanced on a regular, or they change things, or they eliminate things, or they do different things, you know. So that's kind of what we need to do there. So that we're tied to that physical medium, no more. So we're gonna take a look at some of the new cards here that are that we're gonna see. These are the new ones. These are the Alchemy only cards. Captain Eberhart. Here's some white ones. 1/1 double strike 2-drop. Spells cast from amongst you cards you drew this turn cost 1 less. Spells cast from cards opponent drew this turn cost 1 more. Yeah, okay. We're kind of going against, that's a little bit, in my opinion, that's a little bit of anti-Izzet tech right there. Generally, Izzet usually has card draw. If they're drawing cards, you can really lock them out. Imagine this guy with double strike teamed up with Thalia. Yeah, white control. Very, very cool. I'm interested in that one. Absorb energy. That's pretty cool artwork right there. Counter target spell. That's for 3. That's fine. Cards in your hand that share a type with that spell perpetually gain. This spell costs 1 less to cast. Now, if you weren't there for Jumpstart, you can check out some of my Jumpstart videos. I have a whole Jumpstart. Playlist on my channel. The recent one. What perpetual means is that it changes the card for the rest of the game. Okay, so every single card in the rest of your game for the rest of the game has 1 less. Costs 1 less to cast. Very, very cool. Very effective. Geist Channeler. When Geist Channeler enters the battlefield, choose an instant or sorcery card in your hand with the mana value 3 or less. It perpetually gains 2 less. So Perpetuality is one of those arena-only, digital-only new abilities that they have. Basically, it's going to permanently change the card if it shuffles into your graveyard and then it goes back into your hand or whatever, wherever it comes from. It's going to permanently have that. Patient Zero, look at that. 2/2 lifelink zombie. Damage isn't removed from creatures your opponent's creatures during cleanup steps. So they always have cleanup steps. They keep the damage forever. Whoo, that is dangerous zombies right there, guys. Torfall's Disciple. Look at this. 3/3 human wizard for only 1 red and 1/3. Haste. Whenever Torfall's Disciple attacks, conjure 4 cards named Lightning Bolt into your library. Sitting on my desk right now, pinned to my bulletin board. Well, not pinned, but leaning on my bulletin board, I have Lightning Bolts there. 1 red, deal 3 damage to any target. The pinnacle of red cards. Pinnacle of red cards. So that is a lot of damage to do right here. And then, of course, we have Ishkana, the Brood Mother, 3/5. Other spiders you control get +1/+2. Then you exile 2 cards from your graveyard. Draft a card from Ishkana, Brood Mother's spellbook. What is a spellbook? We're going to get to that. Keep watching. We're going to show you what a spellbook is. Here's some multicolored. Begin new. Destroy all creatures. Look at this angel just wrecking everything. Destroy all creatures. Creature cards in your hand perpetually get +1/+1. Wow. That is a green and white wipe that boosts everything in your hand. And here's Gitrog, Horror of Zava. 6/6 Menace for cheap. Look at that. At the beginning of each combat step, if Gitrog, Horror of Zava is untapped, each opponent may sacrifice a creature. If they do, they tap it. Then seek a land card onto the battlefield tap. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, it perpetually gains create a black and green, sacrifice this land, draw a card. So very, very, very deadly stuff. And you're going to say to me, oh, here's Ominous Traveler. This card is based on me, by the way. This is actually what I look like. I'm a hooded, shrouded figure. If you don't know what my avatar is, I can show you right here. There it is, right in the corner. Art by STUMFA. Go give STUMFA a look. Ominous Traveler. When Ominous Traveler enters the battlefield, draft a card from Ominous Traveler spellbook. That card perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast a spell. When you cast this spell, return a creature named Ominous Traveler you control to its owner's hand. Very, very cool because it lets you pull off. Again, you're going, what spellbook? What spellbook? What spell? I'll explain in a second. Just hold on. Forsaken Crossroads, interesting stuff. There's Ishkana. So what is a spellbook? The spellbook is a collection of cards that are basically tacitly connected to this card. So every card in Broodmother's spellbook are these. These are from other sets. They're from all over the place. So some are from D&D, some are from Midnight Hunt. Some of them are from the standard. Some of them are from weird places. They're all spider forms, okay? So that's its spellbook. So you can exile 2 cards from your graveyard. You can draft a card from Ishgana's Broodmother's spellbook. So basically, this mechanic is you can pay that, take 2 cards out of your graveyard, and then all of a sudden get a Sentinel Spider in your hand, okay? You automatically draft it into your hand. That is what having a spellbook is. It's a permanent set of cards that is attached to this. Now, what the fun thing about this is they can update the spellbook, okay? So if Kamigawa comes out and there's some sort of techno spider in there that's all covered in neon lights, we want them in the spider spellbook say, hey, guess what? Ishgana has a new spider in her spellbook. Boom. Easy as that. Here's Ominous Traverse spellbook. Dominating Vampire, Vampire Socialite. It's a lot of different, it's the core stuff. It's all sorts of weird things, ghosts. It's all the main cards of the Innistrad right now. It's some really cool Innistrad cards. So it encourages creature play from Innistrad. Okay. Yeah, so it's rotating. You choose from 1-3 out of the 15, so it's going to give you a choice of these 3 cards, and you're going to choose one of them. You draft a card from it. So you might get something like that, you might get something like that. Yeah, and it supports tribal play, which you know me, I like to do tribal play. And I'm a human, and I don't really have a lot of power and toughness. That's not my thing. I am cheap, though. So we have the J version. Maybe we'll work with, maybe we'll try to find and make an Ominous Traveler with Jay's artwork on it, and we can do that as like a gift or something like that for channel memberships or something. We might be able to do something like that. Leave a comment if you're interested in doing a custom J card, having them print out, and we can send them out. You can put them in paper format and all that. So that's what we're looking at here. And now you also might be saying to yourself, Jay, we're going to get to the other thing here, nerfs and buffs. Jay, those cards seem really powerful. Won't they break the format? Well, guess what, guys? If they're too powerful, do you know what they're going to do? They're just going to nerf them. They're going to change them until they're the right power level. That is the joy of the digital format. It's a few keystrokes and boom, it's done. So here are the revisions. This is the other thing that we're going to look at. So here's Demi-Lich. They increased the power, the toughness of Demi-Lich. He was too weak before. You can tell that he's the revised version right here because of this little symbol. And here are some nerfs and buffs. Here's Alrune's Epiphany. Look. The foretell cost is more expensive. It doesn't get cheaper from foretell. And it only gets the birds if you foretell it. So if you hard cast it, you don't get the birds. Okay? Which also means that they can't use galvanic inspiration, galvanic iteration. When they multiply Alrune's Epiphany, the second card is not foretold, meaning that they won't get the birds on the second hit. So they made it more expensive. Listen, I've won or lost games by not being able to get him in for one more turn. That's one more turn there. So you worried about getting Alrune too much? Guess what? It's got a little bit of a nerf. If he's still king, I bet they'll nerf him even more. So that is the rebalanced Alrune's Epiphany. Onyx Wolf's excited. Here is Goldspan Dragon. The revised version is whenever it attacks, it creates a treasure token, or it becomes the target of a spell. That's out of there. Because what that used to be able to do with Goldspan, it basically would generate, and it would generate its own counter spell. Because you would put it on the stack. Somebody would cast, Destroy. They would cast Bloodchief's Thirst or something on it, and it would generate one treasure, which could be generate 2, which means that you could cast Negate, which means it functionally had hexproof and a lot of abilities. So you only get it when you attack now, so it's not going to auto-generate those things anymore. Yeah, it's going to screw up a few of the cool combos that you used to be able to do, but still, it is a much more balanced card. Eska's Chariot, annoying everybody. When Eska's Chariot enters the battlefield, create 2 green cats. This one, you only create 1 green cat. You create a token copy, and the crew is less. This will put less cats on the board. It will also mean that Eska's Chariot won't immediately be able to crew itself, which is a little bit balanced. This is rebalanced down. I would have preferred if the crew was the same, because a lot of times they just have a powerful creature crew it, and then they can copy a giant tree end token or something like that. Still, we'll see. Luminarch, I didn't think this one needed a rebalance, but this one is at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Instead of beginning of your combat turn. So it slows it down a little bit. It's a 1/1 cleric, it's still good, but it makes it a little bit less powerful because it is immediately putting damage out. And guess what, guys? Faceless Haven, a certain somebody's favorite card, a certain content creator's favorite card in the whole world. I'm not going to say who. It is now a 3/3. Okay? It is now a 3/3. And we have an old familiar face here brought back. Omnath, Locus of Creation. This is probably the only downside of Alchemy right now. I'm not happy to see him back. When he enters the battlefield, you scry 1 instead of draw, and then you gain for life the first turn. If it's the second turn, add that. If it's the third turn, it deals 4 damage. And he's a little bit more expensive. If you remember, guys, this was such a colossal mess up. Omnath hit Arena, as it does, like 2 weeks before Paper came out. He was the poster boy for Zendikar. He completely warped the format so bad that he was banned in Paper even before he was sold in Paper. That's how quickly they had to get on him. So he's a little bit slower now. He's a little bit less. He's not as extra. That is a little bit of a nerf. Here are the buffs. I don't know why Cosmos Elixir needed a buff, but it did. Druid class. So they added that you gain 2 life and scry 1. I don't think it needed the buff, but hey, what do I know? Druid class is a little bit more effective now because this is a little bit cheaper. We had way too high of a third cost on some of the things, and I said that in my review of some of these cards, that the cost was much too high for the thing. So very, very nice on Druid class there. Wizard class, the third one is a little bit cheaper as well. You really don't have to sink as much mana. Phylanth, I don't think Phylanth needed a buff either. It gains trample until the end of turn. I don't know. Phylanth didn't really need it. Demilich definitely needed the buff. He was too easy to be killed. So these are the little bit of tweaks. They really do change, okay? That 1 point makes him not as susceptible to 3 points of damage things there. It makes him a little bit more usable. Otherwise, he was dying too early to... Otherwise, he was dying a little bit too early to removal. So there's Absorb Energy. There's the ones that we already saw. As you can see, generally speaking... So I want to say something else about Alchemy. It's a rotating set. These Alchemy cards are specifically tailored to be part of the Innistrad story. This is the Angel, Sigarda. She's cleaning Thraben of all the zombies. Absorb Energy is something that happened with the Geistheart thing. Captain Ebonheart, he's a Cathar. Geist Channel, obviously we have Ghost. They're themed to that. So when Kamigawa comes out, we're going to get Kamigawa only themed cards. Okay, so it's not just random. It's not just, oh, we're going to throw this random spider in. We're going to throw this random thing in. When the new Alchemy cards come out, they're going to be Kamigawa themed. They're tied to the actual they're tied to the actual block that comes out. They're the special digital only cards. That's what they are. So that's why we have Spiders and Ominous Traveler is key to this one. But the good thing is if we want to change Ominous Traveler going forward, they can change his spellbook. So that is going to be something that's going to be really, really interesting to look at. I am very excited about it. December 9th. We're only, let's see, it's the 3rd today when this video goes up. So we're only 6 days away. And come the fall, these Alchemy cards should be relegated to the Historic Mines. I don't know if they're going to be relegated to the Historic Mines. The fall after next, yeah. I think they will be relegated to Historic Mines. But right now, this is a new format for Standard. I don't, but I think it's going to be a positive thing overall for Magic the Gathering. I think that it's definitely going to be something fun going forward. I believe they said on the stream that there is going to be a ranked queue for this. It's not just going to be a play. It's going to be a totally new format with its own ranking ladder. I am going to be attacking that a lot. I'm going to be really looking at it. I'm going to be brewing for it. So keep it here on J Villain's channel if you want to see some of that. The word of the day has got to be alchemical. And I've been J Villain. You've been great. I'm super excited about this. I want to know what you think. Please leave a comment. Please, please, please leave a comment. Doesn't matter what it says. Leave a comment telling me what you think. I want to hear some feedback on what you think about this. I will try to respond to all comments. I usually do. I want to have some debate about this. And I want you to come to the Discord. We're going to open up a whole new Alchemy channel. And we're going to really, really hash this out. We're going to look at some previews and stuff like that. As we go, more and more cards will come out. We're going to see more things. We're going to see potentially some stuff for Kamigawa coming out in February. Keep it tuned right here for all the latest Alchemy news. I've been J Villain, guys, and you've been great. I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm going to take a little sip of water. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Bye-bye.